chair sideways so we're closer. No, sideways.
Which way? Which way?
Yeah. Then I come sideways.
Hello, Klaus.
Hi, Klaus. Why are you late today, Joe? I can't believe you're late. Hey, buddy. What's happening? Joe, why are you late today? It's not fair to the people that you're late like this.
You're always late.
Really uncool thing to do unless you don't care about the people. Who's here?
Don't.
Oh, it's just Rev.
How you doing,
It's
Ralph?
just me, you, and Raph. Raph. Hi, Raph. How was your vacation?
All right. Was he in vacation?
No, but you're going to ask him anyway because that's what you do. I was sitting here minding my own business and Joe made me go get him a cup of coffee. He said, go, or I quit the show. So I went, and now Joe's late. I don't know why. I don't know why Joe's late.
Oh, I have to keep up, warm up.
I'm done, Rev. I did 98. 99 says it was downloaded already, so I don't know what to do about that. But we'll touch base tonight. By the way, I made it to the finish line by a squeak. My 4 terabytes is gone. I think there's like 50 gigs left on that thing.
Uh-huh.
Y'all don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I'm just talking mumbo jumbo. That's what us young kids do, Joe. We talk mumbo jumbo. Joe, you told me 1 sugar. I got you 1 sugar. Now you're putting 3 more in there.
No,
Why?
I put 1.5.
I didn't do good. I didn't do a good job.
Because I don't think they forgot to put sugar for me.
No, I saw him. You put 1 sugar. You asked 1 sugar.
How is everybody?
How is everybody? What's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Boogie Bob, along with his faithful sidekick and companion, his soulmate, platonically speaking, Jordan Joe. What's up, Joe?
Okay, I just read a funny story.
Oh boy!
It happened to a woman. She was going in Michigan. She was going to work, and her car was very old, and she broke down.
Yeah.
So she has to walk to work. You know, she had.
Why is that funny?
She didn't have any money to take a taxi. So while she was walking, she found an envelope, plastic.
I saw that.
There was $15,000.
$15,000. She turned it in.
She did?
Yes, she turned it in. That's how we know about it. If she didn't turn it in, you never would have heard the story.
That's very, very honest.
I think they're going to buy her a car because she walks to work 2.5 miles every day in the snow, Joe. There's snow this deep on the ground. She found an envelope, $15,000. Guess what, Joe? It was from a wedding. Hi, Pigeon. And there was checks as well in there, but also envelopes saying congratulations. She found the couple. I don't know what's happened to them. Maybe the story's in today's paper.
She has. They have to take care of her.
They have to. It's the law. Let's get into the paper. Look at this, Joe. This is just. I think this person should be punched in the face. Sorry. No violence. With a pillow. Deflate of the union. Instead of state of the union, they have to get a word that kind of rhymes. Deflate of the union. It's just stupid. They're still crying about the balloon, Joe. Biden shot it down. He told the Army, the military, on Wednesday, shoot it down. The general said, sir, it's overpopulated areas. It weighs over 2,000 pounds. It's the size of 3 school buses, and it could fall and kill a child. It could fall through the roof of a home. It could fall in a parking lot or a mall. It could kill a busload of nuns. It could kill some kittens. So the military said, we'll shoot it down once it's out of the way of population. As soon as it got over the Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, whichever ocean it was, they shot it down.
That's it.
So now these bitches are still crying, oh, he didn't do it on time. If he would have shot it down, Joe, God forbid it fell on a house and killed somebody, they would love that. Marco Rubio and all these Ted Cruz losers, they would have loved it.
You're lucky it wasn't inside the balloon.
We're lucky. We're lucky. Joe Biden's poll numbers are horrible. His worst poll number was better than Trump's best poll number, so that says something, at least. Still not where he wants to be. It says that 52% of the public, 52% of the Democrats were asked if they want him back. 52 said no. I don't care. Let's not do politics today. Boogie Bob, I love your show, but when you talk about politics, you hurt my feelings. I want you to talk about pink butterflies and ribbons. Hey, Joe, do you know this lady here? Because I'd like to go bowling with her, huh? Am I right, Joe? Am I right?
Play with your balls. Leave her alone.
Oh, my God. Joe just cracked a dirty joke. Play with your balls and leave her alone. That sounds like a good idea, Joe.
Doesn't cost you anything.
Doesn't cost you anything to play with
If
your
you
balls.
play with her ball,
It's going to cost me a lot.
It costs you a lot.
Play with my own balls, it costs nothing. My tea's gone cold, I don't know why. How's your coffee, Joe?
Very good. Thank you, Mr. Robert.
Mr. Robert. He remembered my name today. When he calls me up, he says, "Hi, Mr. Brown." Not even my damn name. And then he starts calling me a nickname. "Hi, Brownie." Dude, not even my damn name. This is a model. I should say her name because it's important that I talk to her. I don't know her name. This is bloody good news, Joe. Scientists are now one step closer to making fake blood a reality. More than 46 million people can be helped. The potentially life-saving technology will be designed by researchers at the University of Maryland School of Medicine in a collaboration with the University School of Pharmacy for the next 4 years. They're saying, Joe, that they can now synthesize fake blood. What do you think of that?
It's going to give you
Cancer.
all kind of diseases.
We have assembled an outstanding team to develop a biosynthetic whole blood product that can be freeze-dried for easy portability, storage, and reconstitution. It's good for vampires. I think if you're a vampire,
They want to make us vampires.
they want to make everybody a vampire. So I want to show you the size of this thing that the GOP is crying about not shooting down over. Look at this, Joe. It's bigger than a damn airplane. I can't see the screen. Is that? It's bigger than an airplane. Joe, look at the size of this. There's a big ass jet shown for scale. Look at the size of this thing, Joe. It was 200 feet tall. 200 feet tall, Joe. A jet airliner size, maybe a regional jet, weighs in excess of 2,000 pounds. Why is that little bird looking at you, Joe?
He's hungry. I don't have any food because I fed him.
The payload is for cameras, batteries, potential for explosives to detonate and destroy the balloon. If they have these rigged with explosives in case we try to capture it, they could just blow it up and we don't get their data. Maneuverability. It is true that the balloon had the ability to maneuver itself, to speed up, to slow down, and to turn. So it has propellers. Got little tiny propellers on there that can make the balloon go. I just thought it was floating around.
I think that's a beautiful technology.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll get to
Not
the...
for war. If it was for weather,
Yeah.
monitor the weather and so forth.
Hey, Joe, do you remember when Vice President Cheney shot that guy when he was hunting?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Vice President Cheney was like George Bush's vice president. So he went hunting.
They were tough guys.
He went hunting and he shot a guy with his shotgun by accident. Well, that guy's name was Harry Whittington, the Texas attorney and prominent state GOP power broker who was shot in the face nearly 20 years ago by then Vice President Dick Cheney. He has died at the age of 95. Now watch all the jerks come out and say, he was killed by Cheney.
Did he sue?
It just took 20 years to die. No, he didn't sue because Vic.
You know, Cheney is military.
All of them
He's
are.
in the oil business.
Well, look at this, Joe. I don't like this at all. It's a Tesla. The guy's asleep driving the... Have you seen the Tesla show? It's an electronic car by Elon Musk. And you could put it in automatic mode and go to sleep. And it will drive. It will stop at the stop signs. It'll turn right. It'll go from the GPS.
Amazing.
Well, these morons driving down the highway asleep in their car should be arrested and thrown in jail, in my opinion.
Amazing technology.
Great technology, but I sure the hell ain't gonna fall asleep in a damn car. Shocking cell phone video shows a Tesla driver. It's not shocking. I've seen it like 40 times already. Apparently sound asleep behind the wheel while traveling along a busy California freeway doing 60 miles an hour. The footage was recorded around 4 p.m. Thursday on the 15th freeway near Temecula in Southern California. The clip shows a woman in a pink top and sunglasses slumped behind the wheel of a Tesla sedan. You guys are not going to believe this, says the eyewitness Kika Dolis, who recorded the video. She narrates, "We're on a freeway in California. She's doing 65 miles an hour, and it's bumper-to-bumper traffic when it slows down, and this lady's sound asleep. She ain't steering. She ain't doing nothing." That's crazy. This guy, Joe, look at this piece of crap. St. Patrick's vandal rocks Queen's Church. This guy's running around hurting churches. Previously bailed out suspect Juan Velez hurls a rock at the Grace Lauren Church in Forest Hills, Queens.
What are you, an idiot?
Yeah. Say it again, Joe.
What are you, an idiot?
He's an idiot. A serial vandalizer accused of flinging a wrench. This is the guy who threw the wrench through the window at St. Patrick's Cathedral a month ago, almost hit Timothy Dolan, the cardinal, the archbishop over there. Cardinals, residents across from St. Patrick's Cathedral, was busted again this week for allegedly chucking a rock at a church in Queens. This moron, you're a moron. This moron's a moron.
Put him in jail.
Put him in jail. Juan Velez was previously freed on supervised release. There goes the fire department. He was just released on supervised release, Joe, for 15 separate vandalism acts, including an October 28th incident targeting St. Patrick's Cathedral. You want to get arrested? You want to get arrested? Target St. Patrick's Cathedral or a synagogue, and you will be arrested. That's a fact. You throw a rock through 7-Eleven, I don't think anyone gives a crap. Velez threw a rock at the glass front door of the Grace Lutheran Church in Union Turnpike near so-and-so on January 29th. Surveillance videos show him smiling as he throws a rock. So he got out the first time, Joe, and then he's right back out. He's vandalizing churches again. This guy should definitely do something.
You can't trust this guy around children, too. He's a maniac.
He's a maniac. I got to be honest with you, Joe. I didn't care for this performance. This is Sam Smith dressed as the devil. He's got all this flame and stuff. I just didn't care for it. I don't think there's any. Listen, you have freedom of speech and freedom of. There's a guy yelling. The guy's yelling over there.
Talk to him, sir.
He's on the phone, screaming at his lady on the phone.
The lady would keep asking me for this and that all day, and I don't have any money. So what do you want me to do?
Dozens of bad cops skate on the Floyd abuse. 36 New York City police officers who assaulted, wrongly pepper sprayed, or committed other acts of misconduct against George Floyd protesters. Now, I've been, and Rev has been uploading a bunch of my older videos. There's a video, Joe, where I was beaten by the police, excuse me, when I was protesting harmlessly in Times Square. Ruptured my right testicle and broke a damn rib with their bicycles pushing against me. And of course I have it on tape. I will be uploading that again. It took a week, Joe, but which Rev was a true hero. I was able to get like 2,800 videos of mine off my other channel. And we've been uploading them onto this channel. So you're going to see a whole lot of Boogie Bob classics. You're going to see a bunch of new stuff as well. But just trying to get the channel going. Joe, we've only been going for 1 week. We're already at 450 subscribers.
We need 1 million subscribers.
We need 1 million. If you guys, if we get to 1 million, I'm going to do the show nude, sitting on Joe's lap. 1 million subscribers, which will never happen. So, Rev, thank you so much. It's been tirelessly.
Hi,
working.
Mr. Kevin Butler.
Hi, Kevin Butler. I don't know how the hell he came in there, but you don't like Vinny, Joe? You can't say hi to Vinny?
Vinny, how you doing?
You can't say hi to my boo Valerie? That's crazy,
doing?
Joe.
How
You're
you
crazy
doing?
right
Everybody, Hannah, how you doing?
Hannah.
What is that?
Why don't you say hi to RJ anymore? Why do you hate
RJ, how you doing?
What's your problem with RJ?
Now
And Paul Greenwell?
Valerie, how you doing?
You got a
Valerie,
problem
I
with
see
Paul
Valerie.
Greenwell, Joe?
No problem. How you doing?
How you doing? This is Joe's new shirt.
Hi.
We're gonna have new merch. We're gonna have some really cool stuff. The channel, I promise you, it's like a ghost town in here, but it's gonna be really, really something special.
Valerie Wood, hi.
They're going in on Madonna.
How you
Okay,
doing,
this is the
Madonna?
Madonna everybody knows. Like a virgin, Papa don't preach. And this is the Madonna that was at the Grammys the other night. Guys, Madonna is 60-something years old.
I was
Leave her alone.
invited to the dinner with that show.
At the Grammys?
Yeah, at the Grammys.
Why the hell would they want you
But
there?
because I'm a very important person, a good comedian, good
He's
talker,
a good comedian, a great liar.
liar.
You and George Santos should get an apartment
And
together.
they invited me, but I said I'm sorry, I'm busy with.
Joe's got other
something
stuff
else.
going on. Yeah, he's got the grandkids. Madonna shocked the Grammys Sunday with a face that had fans wondering what material the Material Girl was on. A source told the Post that the singer's puffy face is a result of an obsession with her cheeks, adding she doesn't realize that it's making her look a bit like a caricature of herself. There she is. I think she looks fine.
Hi, Antonio, how you doing?
Hi, Antonio.
This is Antonio.
Who the hell is Antonio?
Paul, how you doing, Paul?
Hi, Antonio. How are you? Hey, guys, I've noticed we've got some new people in here. Say hi.
How you
We've
doing?
got the poppinest channel of anyone. Jane Doe's here, Joe. Why didn't you tell me Jane Doe's here? I would have worn a different
How you
hat.
doing, James? How is everything?
Hi, James Doe.
Hi, King James.
Hi, King James.
Yes. Yes.
Ladies, you ready? Boom. Tom Brady. That's called a thirst trap. That's where Tom Brady, those, by the way, those are the underwear he sells, the Brady's underwear. And that's a picture of Tom Brady. He said if he got 40,000 likes, he would wear the shorts and do a shot. There he is. Strip Tom Brady.
Was he in the swimming pool?
No, he's sitting on his couch. He's so wealthy. He's worth about $500 million. Joe, I
You have
hate
more
to say
money
it.
than me.
He does have more than you. I have more than you. I've got $11. Hey, Joe, I hate to say it. You were right. I woke up this morning and said, already confirmed 5,000 dead in Turkey and Syria.
Another
Joe says it's going to be 10,000 by the
no,
time.
another guy, another scientist said the truth. There will be 40,000 people under the rubble.
That's horrible.
40,000.
I do believe that, Joe, when they do say 5,000, only one day later, I believe that the number's going to go through the roof.
Buildings, about 5,000 buildings went down on the occupiers.
Here's a miracle.
That's
They saved this
terrible.
little angel right here.
Oh boy,
Save the angel.
I don't want to watch that because it hurt me.
Here it is fall. It's horrible.
Hurt me a lot.
But I think it's a blessing when we do find someone. The thing that I read or heard today, which was the most horrible, is it's below freezing there, Joe. So the people who are trapped in the rubble, not only are they trapped in the rubble, but now they have below freezing temperatures where they're sitting in their underwear or their t-shirts because they were in their homes.
They were asleep.
This is a horrible, horrible, catastrophic catastrophe. I send my heartfelt condolences. 5,000, Joe.
And there was a big fire in the port of Iskenderun after the waves of sharks.
Over 100 aftershocks, Joe. Over 100. So the tremors. You have the earthquake. I've survived 4 earthquakes in my life so far. Nothing catastrophic like this. We've had
Hundreds
many
of
deaths.
containers on that port were burned down after that.
You
shock,
go through the
big
horror.
shock. It's a horror.
It's like this. It's literally like this, guys.
The greatest earthquake so far
Horrible.
Since 1929, I think.
I don't know.
1929.
I know it's horrific and horrible.
I called back home, and actually, it's very sad to tell you that.
Horrible.
Very sad.
Well,
it's snowing, and they have up to 1 meter high snow on top of this.
It would be bad
building.
enough if it happened in the summer, but the below temperatures just killing. It's just
If it happened in the summer, would be easier.
It would be. Joe, this guy's name is Salman Rushdie. You know about him. What do you know about Salman Rushdie, Joe?
Salman Rushdie is a British Indian Muslim writer.
He is a writer, and he wrote a book called Satanic Verses, where he tore apart the Muslim religion, the faith, the Quran, and the people. And that was 20 years ago, Joe. They put a fatwa. What is it called? A fatwa?
The Muslim don't like the idea. He actually wrote that.
He wrote a book.
Is an author of
that
book.
They put a death sentence on him. And he hid for 20-something years, Joe. He hid out. He didn't go very well places. Then he started showing up on TV shows. And then he was at a lecture several months ago, and the guy in the crowd went up and stabbed him up and took his eye. He was in the hospital for about 11 weeks, I think. Took his eye, almost killed him. He has post-traumatic stress disorder, which you could imagine, because my little incident down the block here, which will be uploaded as well, with an update of the guy's sentencing and everything in my court.
He wrote that issue, and
Satanic Verses.
It hurts 1.5 billion people around the world.
And there are 1.5 billion people very angry, and of those 1.5 billion, there's going to be several 100,000 that want his death. And anyways, they tried to finally call in. They lifted the fatwa. They lifted the thing, I don't know, 15 years ago. But fanaticals are going to go for it.
But fanatical still have the fatwa in there.
They're going to do it for the rest of their life.
Yes.
Joe, worker shot in a Brooklyn Jewelers. A chilling video shows a gunman wildly shooting up a Brooklyn jewelry store, wounding a worker during a brazen broad daylight shooting.
Where is that? Brooklyn?
It's on 48th Street in Sunset Park. 4 women assaulted in Queens, Joe. This is horrible. A violent nut separately assaulted 4 different women. This is a nut job, Joe. This guy should go to prison and never get out. In a random spree in Queens over the weekend, suspect who got away in a dark SUV was hanging out in Fresh Pond between 9:15 and 10:15 p.m. Sunday when he would approach his victims one at a time and attack them without saying a word. He shoved 3 of his victims, ages 61, 45, and 32, to the ground. The 4th woman was 30. He punched her in the buttocks. All the victims refused medical attention. I hope he rots in hell. A guy like that, Joe, he didn't do it one time. He's angry at a girlfriend. He's angry at himself. He's angry at something. He's going to do it again. Hopefully that's when they catch him.
Yeah.
Joe, rail fire warning. Residents who live near the scene of the fiery train derailment in northeastern Ohio, is that what you were talking about, Joe?
Yes.
Are being urged to evacuate to safety. A lot of times those trains burn and they're full of sulfuric acid and other things that end up killing you. Guys, feel free to share the live with your friends.
How you doing, everybody? Thank you.
Massachusetts mother's murder rap. Massachusetts mom Lindsay Clancy will face murder charges from her hospital bed Tuesday in the alleged strangulation of her 3 children. Could you imagine, Joe? The labor and delivery nurse, she's a labor and delivery nurse, 32, will appear via Zoom in Plymouth District Court for arrangements.
I mean, people don't like to hear that.
People don't like to hear the news.
No, that's a
Joe
bad.
says don't read it. I stopped
That's
reading.
an ugly.
How about this, Joe? A cop killer. Oh my God!
Tries
You want to
to
see a
live
more?
up to,
Look at his
to
tattoo, Joe. Look at his tattoo.
Cop killer.
This guy has a tattoo of cop killer. Oh, that's going to look great to the jury and to the judge. He's a cop killer, tries to live up to his tattoo. A Florida man with a cop killer tattoo across his chest was busted Sunday on charges of firing at a police officer during an attempted traffic stop. Have fun in prison, douche. Have fun in prison. Bone Man's in the house. Hi, Bone Man.
How you doing, Bone Man?
Hi, Iowa Oak. Hi, Tammany. Hi, Brooklyn Born.
Hi, Dorothy. How you doing?
Hi, Charlie Manson. Charlie Manson's here, Joe.
Hi, Charlie. How you doing?
Whitney Houston's here.
Hi,
Hi, Winston. This is Megan Fox, and that's Machine Gun Kelly. No story, just there they are. Ain't no story. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Eminem's daughter. Remember Eminem's daughter, Haley? Look at this. She's a full-grown woman now. She's engaged to be married. Could you imagine marrying the daughter of Eminem? I'd be afraid he'd kill you. Let's see. The green there. Dr. Ruth. Whatever happened to Dr. Ruth, Joe? Remember Dr. Ruth, the little German lady?
Yeah, she was
She was a
talking
sex doctor.
about sex.
Yeah, she was a sex doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Joe doesn't like that. Joe doesn't want any woman ever talking about sex, do you, Joe?
No, she was talking very ugly.
Dr. Ruth is the new spokeswoman for the rapper's hard-to-explain Whip Shot alcohol cream for Cardi B. I thought Dr. Ruth had passed away many years ago, so I learned something today,
She's
Joe.
still around?
She's still around. She's still around, and I
How you
don't know
doing?
why.
All right.
Let's see.
Walkie Mouse and
Wokie Mouse
Disneyland.
is a Disney dean stabbed. Joe, we got a dean of school stabbed. Defending student, 13 from other teens. This dean was stabbed by a teen. A dean of a Brooklyn middle school, that's a hero, was stabbed on Monday afternoon while defending a young student from a group of teens who jumped him. The 29-year-old administrator at IS 138, Philippa Schuyler, was cut on the arm and back while trying to break up the skirmish between a 13-year-old student and the teenage aggressors at a Bushwick school. The 13-year-old student was not injured thanks to the heroic deeds of this person.
We congratulate you. We hope.
A lot of people
We wish you will recover soon.
a little batshit crazy.
At least 15 Nigerian Muslim pilgrims were shot down, Joe,
Where?
on the way to Senegal. Were killed when a gunman for Burkina Faso. Remember Burkina Faso? Those are the ones that kidnapped all those girls. Bring our girls back. Kidnapped 300 girls.
With a strong army like Nigerian army, you can't get rid of those bastards.
Well,
They keep kidnapping people and
they
slaughter
do. They
them
do.
too.
What we need to do is send in some Navy SEALs and some.
You know,
and just take care of it
Nigerian
once and for
army is around 1 million. 1 million
But it's
soldiers.
not the whole army. It's that offshoot, Burkina Faso. So far, they killed.
That's terrible what they believe in.
Death toll stood at 15 so far, but many more expected. What they do is you're in a bus, and they just pull the bus over. Let's say me and you went on a vacation there. We're just tourists. They pull the bus over. How are you going to get out of it?
They
You're
take
not.
you and kill you.
That's facts.
Well, that's very bad.
That's facts.
How about Mrs.
Why do you want me to show this, Joe? Because he's
I-
wearing a
I'm
bathing
not
suit?
sure.
That's very sexist.
How is Alvaso?
That's very sexist, Joe. Guilty plea in teen's murder. A disturbed Florida teen pled guilty Monday to the gruesome 2021 murder of a 13-year-old cheerleader. I remember this story. Aiden Fucci, now 16, entered the surprise plea on the day he was set to face trial for stabbing Tristan Bailey 114 times, Joe. That was horrible. This poor girl, they ended up finding her dead body.
She ended up,
I just want to say I plead guilty, and I'm sorry for the Bailey family, for my family.
That doesn't do her family any good.
That's correct. Pair sold kids killer drugs. A Texas couple has been linked to the deaths of 3 school students from fentanyl and 7 additional overdoses of children as young as 13 years old.
Which is
Louis
like without
Navatri,
bullshitting.
21, and Magali Kano, 29, appeared before a federal judge. They're charged with supplying drug dealers aged 14 and 16 with deadly narcotics to sell to students. I hope they go to prison for murder. Joe,
It's a murder.
let's change the subject.
Yes.
You ready to do your birthday thing?
How was your birthday?
My birthday in 9 months ago was
Yesterday
fine.
I did your birthday. It was a Scorpio.
Okay.
Now, let me see. I can do it without they give you anything.
Joe, pick 3 you like. I'm not even going to ask them. I'm going to let you pick 3 that you
pick
like.
3, but if
Joe's
you-
going to pick the 3 today.
If you were born on today,
Yep.
which is February 7, okay, it's your birthday today.
If you were born today. No one was, but Joe wants to do that.
If you put your artistic talents to good use this year, there is a very good chance you will create something that brings the kind of fame and fortune you thought might elude you forever. Embrace your success and your adorning public.
Let them see your pretty face, Joe. Why you always...
Well, we have a Scorpio, which is you.
Okay. Joe's picking 3 at random. Don't get mad at me. That's all Joe.
Someone new is about to come into your life.
Ooh.
But if you are smart, you won't allow yourself to get too close to them too soon.
Never mind.
Take your time.
Never
The
mind.
planets indicate this is
Not-
the kind of relationship that might be allowed to simmer slowly before coming to the boil.
Joe, you're a cock blocker. Do you know what a cock blocker is, Joe? You
Well-
are a cock blocker. You're a hater.
Well, we have Leo.
Joe, just picking them at random. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
If you fall out with a senior colleague or someone in a position of authority today, the consequences could be far-reaching.
The consequences.
So do everything in your power to stay on good terms, and certainly don't get dragged into meaningless arguments.
I agree.
We have the Tauros.
Okay. It's mighty bold. It's the corner of the internet. How are you going to not do Taurus?
Some of your plans may have misfired of late, but now you can see that you were actually quite fortunate to have been guided away from activities that could have resulted in no small amounts of harm. Listen to what the universe is trying to tell you. Be careful.
The universe is telling me to do the birthdays, Joe. Did you do any birthdays?
Yes. Then we have. We will see what's birthdays today. Sometimes you will tell me what, how, this and that.
I do that? I say,
This
what?
This is a well-known author, of course, Charles Dickens.
Dickens.
He wrote Oliver Twist, A Tale of Two Cities. If you
Both huge classics. By the way, Joe, there's a brand new gay bar,
yeah.
gay club, 4 floors, that opened up right on this block, right next to Q, about 50 feet down across the street, on 8th Avenue. And the name of the place? It's the hottest, newest gay club in New York. It's called the Dickens.
Dickens.
Name is this, the Dickens.
Yani group.
If you're gonna have a gay bar, you might as well name it the Dickens. That's what they call it.
How many?
I'm not joking.
All right.
I'm not. I'll take you there if you want to have lunch, Joe.
Well, we have Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks, I saw him in Central Park perform. He's one of the biggest country western stars of all time, Joe.
He was here.
He performed in Central Park. I was there. He came out with the guy who says, bye, Don McLean. Drove the Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Bill boys are drinking whiskey and rye and singing, this'll be the day that I die. He came out and sang it with him. He was also there, I believe it was Billy Joel. So it was over 1 million people, and I was there. In person.
In person. He signed.
I have video.
He signed.
I got the receipts.
He signed your autograph.
No, it's this big on the stage. Stop.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock is, I think, one of the greatest comics in the world. You've probably seen him recently at the Oscars when he got slapped across the face by Will Smith. Chris Rock started off as a comic in New York. He's from Brooklyn. He came up under Eddie Murphy. He went on to Saturday Night Live. He's a very, very, very talented, gifted comic. He does an hour, 2-hour sets like it's nothing. Chris Rock will unfortunately be forever known as the guy who got slapped across the face by Will Smith.
He's 57
He
years
has
old.
a brother named Tony
today.
Rock, who's also a pretty good stand-up.
He's 57 years old today. And, you remember he was in the show Everybody Hates Chris.
Everybody Hates Chris. It's a show about him as a child.
Okay, Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher, you know him from the 70s show. He also, his biggest show, bigger than that, was MTV, one of MTV's biggest shows called Punk'd. Ashton Kutcher married to Demi Moore. He's now married to his wife. I forget her damn name. She's so fine. She's actually Ukrainian.
He's Ukrainian. Oh, okay.
Ashton Kutcher.
A name came up to on the YouTube. His name was Desmond Doss. I don't know what's that mean. Desmond Doss. I don't know too much about him. Okay, that's on.
Strike one, Joe.
That's
You
on.
only get 3 strikes.
Born Today. Now we have the dead.
Okay.
The dead on today is Harry Firestone.
Harvey Firestone was a. Joe's saying he was from Firestone.
The founder of Firestone Rubber Company. You don't know him?
I don't buy that.
American author Anne Morrow Lindbergh. She wrote Gift from the Sea, if you remember.
Nope.
I don't remember.
Nope.
English actor Albert Finney.
Why do you hate me, Joe? What did I do to
He was in this movie, The Dresser and Under the Volcano.
2 movies I've never heard of.
Frank Robinson.
Frank Robinson was a baseball Hall of Famer. He played for a whole bunch of teams, but he also became a brilliant coach at the end of his life with the Baltimore Orioles. But he played for San Francisco. He played for a whole bunch of teams. Frank Robinson, a class act. And he did die, I think, last year. Does it say what year he died, Joe?
21.
All right.
2 years ago.
Anything else?
That's all we have so far.
Two students were shot in Brooklyn, Joe. 2 teenage students were shot by a masked gunman outside a Williamsburg housing complex near their Brooklyn school. It's very, very sad. A man suspected of shooting a cop was found hiding out in a Rockland hotel. Where's Rockland, Joe? Rockland, New York?
Rockland Hotel?
Yeah, a man suspected of shooting an off-duty police officer, a NYPD officer, in the head during a botched robbery was nabbed Monday hiding out in a Rockland County hotel. 38-year-old suspect, identified by sources as Randy Jones, was with his girlfriend and her kids when he was arrested. Jones was hauled off in handcuffs belonging... Joe, they hauled him off in the handcuffs of the officer he killed. Critically wounded means killed, right? Critically.
Yeah.
Shooting of an off-duty officer. Jones was hauled off in the handcuffs belonging to the critically wounded cop in Spring Valley, and he arrived at Brooklyn's precinct. I think fatally means, critically just means he's very, very shot in the head. Sources said Jones, who was expected to be charged with Saturday's shooting, it's not a death. It's
Critically wounded. That was the cop.
The gravely wounded cop, a 26-year-old married father of two, thought he was showing up to buy a Honda Pilot he saw listed on Facebook. Guys, I teach you on this channel, if you're on Facebook Marketplace or you're on Craigslist, do your due diligence. If someone says, I have a pool table for sale, meet me so-and-so, I've got a microwave oven, I've got a guitar, they say, come to meet me at my house, and you go there. It could be a housing project. It could be, you want to meet him at Dunkin' Donuts, Joe. You want to meet him in a private, a public setting. You don't want to meet him in a housing project somewhere in Canarsie if you've never been there before. No offense to Canarsie.
Oh, yeah.
The officer thought he was showing up to buy a Honda he saw listed on Facebook Marketplace when he was ambushed. He remained on life support at the Brookdale Hospital Monday. Jones has a lengthy criminal history. 2019 traffic warrant. He was nabbed, blah, blah, blah. His rap sheet has 22 arrests. Throw this piece of shit in jail forever, Joe.
You want to buy something, you have to buy it right on the open.
Don't bring cash. Most people don't want to check, so it's very hard. You have to buy it in the open. If someone says, come to my house and bring $2,200, there's a very good chance that person will kill you. State of officials in northern Mexico, Joe, on Monday reported another death caused by a mysterious meningitis. This is a disease that gets you, Joe,
like
outbreak.
A flu.
It's like a flu, absolutely. Dr. Joe has spoken, bringing the total victims linked to this disease to 35. This could be some new shit that I don't want coming around. The date of Mexico authorities, 79 cases in the last few months.
That's terrible.
Long Island mom runs over a bully. You bully her kids, Mama Bear ain't playing. A Long Island mother allegedly ran over a 15-year-old boy with her car twice to avenge her bullied son. Joe doesn't like me clapping for that. Joe, I have a dear lady friend of mine. Her daughter's being bullied at school, and my friend, did all the right things. She went to talk to the principal. The principal, he did nothing. You know what it's like to be bullied mercilessly at school? She took it into her own hands and ran his ass over. Jennifer Nelson, 35, of Shirley in Suffolk County, is now charged with attempted murder for allegedly slamming her car into the teen in the parking lot of a Manhattan bagel shop in October. Then she ran him over 2 more times because she believed he had earlier bullied and robbed her son. Nelson then tried to trade in her leased 2020 Honda Passport for a different model to throw cops off the trail. Oh boy, grill of the big report. We're almost done, Joe. The family of UK, that's the United Kingdom, Joe. Where's that located?
UK is the master of...
They ran the whole earth at one time.
They run USA, Canada, Australia, India, New Zealand,
India,
Egypt.
You didn't want no problems with England. For a long time, they was kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
Well, the British family, who owned more than 1,000 slaves in the 19th century in Grenada, has pledged to pay $120,000 in reparations. That's chump change. That's nothing. They owned 1,000. They're going to give $120 a piece.
They give. That means.
They don't have to give anything. But I think it's great.
Everybody gets $1.
Everybody gets $1. You get $1, and you get $1. BBC reporter Laura Trevelyan and her family announced the restitution to establish a community fund for economic development on the island nation. I'm sure that in Grenada they could use $120,000, but Joe's right. That's it. A lot of rats out here now, Joe. You notice the rats running around?
Rat and human rats.
Joe, where's Peru?
Peru is in the South America.
I don't think so.
It's just west of Brazil, south of Colombia.
Okay, well,
Located.
a landslide triggered by strong rains in Peru killed at least 8 people in the country's southern Iprá region. Very, very sad. North Korea steps up its war preparations. I can't with that today, Joe. I can't do it. Joe, do you have any of your little stories you want to tell today? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, the story is
That's
we want our show to get bigger and smarter, and we try our best to do more amusing,
Anecdotes. There's your buddy right there, Joe.
How you doing,
Kevin
man?
Butler. That's your
Hi,
boy.
Kevin. How you
That's your
doing?
boy. Joe, the Rangers hockey team beat the Flames. I don't know who the hell that is. They beat them 5-4. I know you're a big hockey fan, Joe. The Islanders beat the Flyers 2-1.
Don't believe him. I don't even know what hockey is. Rick is telling me I am.
Joe is from the Middle East. He doesn't play around on ice. You crazy, Joe?
We play around sand.
Joe
Sandstorm.
knows what volleyball is because they play it on sand. Tony Maloney's with the Giants. I don't care. It's my 30-year-old watch. It's a Boogie Bunch watch. I got it for $5 in Chinatown back in the day. Back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore.
How
But
old is that
sometimes
watch?
it's over 30 years.
Really?
Yeah. Bought it for $5.
U.S. made or?
No, China, bro. $5. What are you gonna get for $5? It sat in my drawer for like
It's still
28 years.
working?
I put a battery in it a month or 2 ago. I put a battery in like 10 of these things,
Unbelievable.
20 of these things, and they all work.
Really, $5?
$5. $5. I used to go to Chinatown when I first moved here, and I would buy watches for all my friends back in California.
Well, try to sell
You
it
could
to
buy
the.
100 watches for
I
$500.
know you're smart. Try to sell it to the tourists for $100, and if they go down, maybe 90.
I'm
Tell
good.
them 90.
Joe, I think that's all she wrote today. I appreciate everybody for coming in. Guys, I thank you so much. Let's see if they're giving us likes today or if they're being pieces of crap. Let's see if their likes are good. 28 likes, 48 people. 20 of you chilling. What's your problem? Antonio, I know you didn't hit the like button. Come on, Antonio. What's your... Nan didn't hit the like button. Now, Dante hit the like button. That much I do know. I'm never wrong about these things. Valerie hit the like button when she first saw Joe's face. Jane Doe hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. I got 28. Let's see if we can kick it up to 40 before we get out of here. Hey, Joe, I'm going to be doing some cooking tonight, but I'm not going to film it because I'm cooking my famous ziti pasta sausage.
I saw you one time cooking that ziti, yes.
I like my ziti, Joe. Look at the size
With
of that crap.
mushroom and sausage, I think.
I did. Mushroom, sausage,
Italian sausage?
Italian sausage.
Where you buy them from?
That store right across the street. This is for you, Joe.
Amish?
No, this way is the Food Emporium.
Oh, food emporium. Oh.
All right, look at that. We went from 28 to 36. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Rev, who has done, you guys have no idea how much work he's done for this channel. And we're going to have a really good channel. I was happy with my channel before, Joe. But this channel is going to be so much better. I promise you, the quality. Don't judge it by today's show. Today's show was shit. But Dante, don't judge it by today. Don't do it. Jane Doe knows. Jane Doe comes here all the time. Jason Francis is here, Joe. Why didn't you say hi to Jason Francis?
Jason Francis, how you doing?
If you guys haven't gone to Jason Francis's Instagram, you're missing out. Just type in Jason Francis. He'll come right up. Yesterday I talked about depression. RJ was the first one to get in my inbox and say, I hope you're okay. Thank you, RJ, for always being so kind behind the scenes. I appreciate you all very much. I do go through depression. It's a very tough city. Today, Joe, I decided I'm going to take all of my dry cleaning.
Okay.
All my jackets. I got about 50 suits. So I'm going to take a bunch of my jackets and pants and take them to the dry cleaner. I put them on a backpack, a big-ass bag like Santa Claus. I walk all the way to the dry cleaner. It's 20 blocks. They're closed. COVID. I get there, I start crying. I'm like, what the hell? So I had to Google where's the nearest. Anyways, long story short, it was like $180 to do my dry cleaning, and so I got parties all week. I'll be at the parties wearing my new fly shit. It's gonna be fly. I'm gonna look fly, Joe. And Joe, are you going to any parties this week?
No, I was invited to
the Grammys.
To the Grammys, but I refused because I have different
Other obligations.
appointments.
I get
So
you. I get you. Well,
especially in the show business.
we've
So
got a new segment called George Santos and Jordan Joe. Jordan Joe and George Santos. It's going to be a great show. Also, don't forget I got a new show starting with Bria called Boogie Bria. I think it's going to be fun. Some of you guys don't know what Bria does for a living. We'll go into that. She's like a doctor. Bria is a penis doctor, Joe. If older men have problems with their prostate or erectile dysfunction, she has a machine that they put their little whoop inside of, and then whoop, they do this whoop. Also, she's fine. So I think a lot of them are just lying. I think they're just going to see Bria. But me and her are going to talk to her about that. We'll talk about it on the show. She'll talk about what she does. She sees a lot of penis. But she's a professional. Professional. Anyways, Joe, thanks for tuning in, everybody. God bless you all. I hope that you have a good time.
Have a nice day, everybody.
We will talk to you soon. Lots of classic Boogie Bob getting uploaded. We will hit 1,000. Once we hit 1,000 subs, it's on and popping.
Amen.
Amen. God bless.
How many so far?